Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and this angle sure shows you how big I am. Today, it's sort of a beer review and a Clueless Eating video in one, because can't really be bothered to go to the effort of shooting the video twice and creating two thumbnails, because I'm lazy. Anyway, I said that so camply then. Anyway, going over to Tiny Rebel, and this is actually a beer that I've wanted to try for a little while now, mainly for the intention of the Clueless Eating side of the video. Plus, the beers that I've had recently from this video brewery, can't speak, have been pretty damn good. And yeah, so we're going over to Tiny Rebel, and we are having a look at Pump Up the Jam, which is a jam donut pale ale, clocking in at 5% ABV. I'm sure it says the ingredients, but I cannot for the life of me be bothered to read all of that information. But yeah, we have one rule: never just make vanilla ice cream, and that is a rule that I can stand behind, because let's face it, vanilla ice cream is fucking boring. But yeah, I've been wanting to try this, and I've heard good things about this one. I know it's either this or the peach beer that they did. My good friend Harry from Blue Nose Beer Reviews pretty much jizzed over, to be honest. He created his own glaze over this video. Yeah, let's make it crude for no reason. It's not like it's a family channel anyway, so I don't know why people get so, like, protective about stuff like that. You're reviewing beer online. It's not supposed to be enjoyed by children. But if any children are watching this video, then you have good taste, and at least you're getting a nice background of what good beer will be like when you come of age. And I can't believe I've just addressed children on my video. But anyway, so yeah, picked this up from Northern Beer Temple in Wigan, and while I was there, I popped into Tesco's and picked up some of the jam donuts, which I've only got 2 left, and I didn't have any of them. Despite this, other people helped themselves. I did say they could have them, just as long as they saved me one. So yeah, best before the 21st of May 2020. Not too sure when this was canned on, but yeah, anyway, let's get it open and see what we get. It is quite cold actually, so probably should have let it, warm up a little bit, but oh well. Using my Patrons Project glass for this one. So yeah, a jam donut pale ale. I mean, we all know I'm doing my sort of adventures in the worlds of beer and donuts. In the world of beer and donuts, put the S on the right word, Pierre. So yeah, I just had to do a video pairing this with some jam donuts. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, you could have gone to a proper donut shop, or at least gone to like Krispy Kreme. It's like, you work with the hand you dealt with at the end of the day. But anyway, nobody ever criticises me, so I don't know why I address it like I get a shit ton of negative comments. I very rarely get a negative comment at all, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, it's got a lovely sort of reddish tone to it, or a really dark amber. There is a bit of haze there, but it's not like any IPA or any pale sort of haze. Murky for months, unclear for years, that sort of thing. But yeah, lovely, lovely colour to it. I'm not too sure what they've actually brewed this with, to be honest. Does it actually say? Just says, I, red, nose, jam, taste, jam donut. And I was going to open the video doing Pump Up the Jam, but I'm not going to, because although it doesn't look like it, I do have an ounce of pride in me. But not that I'm judging anyone who does it. So let's see. Ingredients. I really can't read that. Yeast allergy advice for allergy. I don't know. I don't know if they've actually brewed this with sort of like raspberries or puree. I know Tiny Rebel. The can's right there, Pia. How did you forget the name of the brewery? Yes, I've started talking to myself now on a regular basis as well. So I know Tiny Rebel do use a lot of sort of flavourings in some of the, more experimental beers. But that's the weird thing, isn't it? Someone like Tiny Rebel might get a little bit of stick for doing that, but would Omnipio be Omnipio if they didn't abuse the Imperial Stout and Porter styles? Not that I think that's a bad thing, because, Lorelei, Yellow Belly, that insane, like, blueberry pancake goes that they did, which I got a taste of. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I love it when boundaries are pushed, so you'll never hear a real complaint about that, unless I get on my high horse and talk about the sanctity of like traditional styles like lager. But I'm a hypocrite at the end of the day. Hypocrite with a big stomach but an even bigger heart. And don't know what that actually means in relation to what I was just saying, which I have in turn forgotten. But flavourings and beers, I know they get a little bit of stick, but I mean, I had the Imperial Stay Puffed on cask when I was visiting Rob in Leeds. That was absolutely gorgeous, absolutely divine. It really, really was. But that being said, the pale beers that I've had from Tiny Rebel have probably been not the strongest point from the brewery, in my humble opinion. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this has to offer. Anyway, didn't need to worry about it being ice cold because I've waffled on already. But yeah, it looks beautiful, especially with that golden sort of like brassy etching on the glass, or screen print, or what would that be? I don't know. But yeah, it looks beautiful. Really, really does. Should we just give it a sniff and carry on with the review? Because it's going to be an even longer video because I'm going to be pairing it with donuts. And they've nailed it. They have nailed jam donut on the nose. That is ridiculous. That is actually crazy on the nose. Let me just sniff this bag of donuts. If you see any white powder, it is sugar. I can guarantee it. Tried it once at a Christmas party, and it did nothing for me except make me want to go to the toilet and sober me up slightly. But we won't talk about that, will we, on the channel? Because children might be watching. And angel dust is not something you should be messed around with children. But yeah. I love the smell of like the actual donut itself. I tell you what. This has might. Have I been sniffing something at work today? I don't know. This might have a bit more of like a lactic yogurt sort of edge. So I'd imagine they have used, what's it called? Lactose. You had the first three letters in the word and you still messed it up. Yeah, this has actually got a really big yogurty vibe now. But you still get that sort of like sweet batter aroma. And then you get the jammy tones. Has more of a raspberry edge, I would say. Does it actually go into detail? Sorry guys, but does it actually go into detail what has been used in this beer? Because there's all sorts of jams. Do you know what I mean? Yeast, malted barley, malted wheat. No, it's not. Yeah, it just says hops and yeast. But it smells like they've used like lactose and some sort of puree in this. Smell like a raspberry yogurt, like a kid's raspberry yogurt. You know, you get the multicoloured yogurt pots where you get like 2 spoonfuls, which is sad. But then again, it's for children, so a 30-year-old man should not be buying himself children's yogurts. Although I do know people who still to this day, who I've known for years, will still tuck into a nice jar of baby food. We all know one person, surely. But yeah, sniffing from each one. Not a lot of difference, and I really like that. So, let's give it a taste. Cheers, guys. As I said, after review 1000, we're going to be a bit more professional, so you can see the quality is certainly improved. And the banter. It smells good. It really smells nice. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. It's not as jam donutty on the taste. That would be borderline insane, weird, and arousing if it did actually taste like a liquefied donut. There's a very subtle fruity tartness there. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a really jammy tasting beer. It's still got a crisp, clean malt build to it. Very gentle hops. It's got like borderline skimmed milk, sort of medium mouthfeel to it. It's really not as sweet as I was expecting it to be honest. Which is both, you know, it's a double-edged sword, because if it was too sweet, then it would just get too rich and undrinkable. But at the same time, because you're building it up, you're seeing a nice donut on the, Simpsons style donut on the can, and then you pump up the jam and it's a jam donut pale ale. You're expecting a little bit more, so it's not really disappointment. It's just I was expecting maybe just a little bit more of a pronounced sweetness. But that could be due to the sort of like slight age of the can, because I don't think this is... But then again, I'm not too sure what sort of time frame Tiny Rebel put on their beers when it comes to best before dates. But it doesn't taste like a stale old pale ale. Don't get me wrong. But maybe like a touch more jamminess on it. But it's still a very solid, enjoyable, summery pale ale, I would say. So in terms of a rating then on its own, I would happily pick up more cans of this just to sit back and crush. Minor disappointment aside, I'm happy to still give this one an 8 out of 10. It's a lovely little beer. But yeah, still getting like that raspberry kids yogurt flavour. So if you're here for the beer review, then it's over. So I do appreciate you watching. Links down below to Tiny Rebel. Go check out Northern Beer Temple as well. I'm not sure if I have a Tiny Rebel playlist as of yet, but if there is one, I'll put it down below. So thank you all for watching. Love to hear your thoughts, opinions on the beer itself. Are you a fan of Tiny Rebel? Are you a fan of breweries doing these sorts of beers? Just hit me up in the comments. And for those fellow fat bastards out there, this is our time to shine. Don't know what that awkward hand gesture was. Let's not worry about it. So I don't think I've actually had the Tesco's home brand jam donuts. Yeah, it doesn't look anything like the one that's advertised on the can. But then again, they just tend to be like pretty bland donuts with a bit of pink icing on it with hundreds of thousands on. So I'm looking forward to trying this. Pure sugar. So yeah, really nice looking. Nice shape, not too big. There's the little jammy bum hole there, which we shall eat. So I can finally say I've eaten arse on camera. Way! Completely lowered the tone there. Unnecessarily as well. So let's give it a taste. Oh, I was expecting a bit more jam, to be fair. Now these donuts were purchased yesterday, which is over that way. And they're still really nice and fluffy. And there's a real nice density you expect with these sorts of donuts that aren't, you know, straight off the, you know, the shelf in a donut establishment. You know, we're not getting Temple Coffee and Donuts or Siop Shop sort of donuts here. The only two craft sort of artisanal donut places I've ever been to. We're not even getting to like Krispy Kreme or Creme, however you want to pronounce it. We're not getting to that level, but this, I mean, how much did I pay for them? For 5 donuts, 80 pence. Are you kidding me? It's a bargain. So if you like a donut and you want to save a bit of money, because I know I got these from Tesco's, obviously. Tesco's always have like a Krispy Kreme stand. But yeah, these are really nice donuts, actually. So let's get a bit more of a jammy centre while I taste the beer. I say this each and every time, even if it doesn't work. What am I doing? I'm filming myself eating donuts while drinking beer. Would anybody actually like to see me do a mukbang channel where I just sit and eat? The answer is no. I would never make any money on those sort of videos or ASMR videos. Could you imagine how creepy that would be? Anyway, let's give it another taste. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that ooze. Fat bastard alert. Oh, hello. Ooh. I think you can tell how single I am by how I'm reacting to eating donuts and drinking beer on camera. That actually works really well. I mean, is it a taste sensation? No. But it doesn't become like just a generic bitter mess like a lot of food and beer pairings can be. The beer sort of brings out the tartness of the jam, but the jam sort of brings out the sweetness of the beer. And then the malt build of the beer mixes really nicely with the actual donut body. There's still that lactic edge there. Just blends nicely. Yeah, I think that works really, really well. So I'd say that's another success. Yeah, doesn't always have to be dark, dense, you know, stouts or imperial porters or brown ales. I mean, when I was up in Leeds with Rob from Hop Scene, we went to a temple and obviously had donuts while we were there, but we also picked some of the more fruity donuts, and then we went to the North Brewery. Beautiful little layout, by the way, and as most of you guys know, one of the best breweries in the UK. And we got 2 of the triple fruited Goes beers that they were pouring at the time, and I've got to say that they were probably the best beer and donut pairings that I've experienced, and we didn't get it on camera. So I will have to replicate that and rectify it. But yeah, The beer itself isn't really too much for jam donut beer. You get that on the nose, but it doesn't come through on the flavour. But it doesn't really come out when you try it with donuts, but the beer itself works with that donut. So this beer could have worked without it being labelled as a jam donut pale ale. But am I mad? No. I'm happy now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing that other donut, because I will, and drinking the rest of that beer. So yeah, a success, a modest success, but a success nonetheless. I don't think I've yet to have a failure with beers and donuts. So yeah, as I said, this will be going up as a review and also will be part of the Clueless Eats playlist, although it won't be catalogued as a Clueless Eats video. Well, it will do, but the next clue, it won't have a number, but we'll carry on with the next one. You don't need to know the logistics of my warped mind when it comes to how my channel is run. I think a lot of people would pull their hair out if they knew how I treated my channel sometimes. But yeah, Tiny Rebel, lovely beer, and Tesco's. 5 donuts for 80p. I'll have to get a few more packs and take them into work. That's perfect for like a casual Sunday treat in the workplace, courtesy of Uncle Peter. Anyway, let's stop it there before I get even more weird. Yeah, lovely stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, if you're interested, then the Clueless Eats playlist is down below as well, and I might be recording another one tonight, including ramen and a Cloudwater beer. So that'll probably be the video after this one if I do record it, so hey ho. Anyway, thank you all for watching, no matter if you stayed through the whole video, or you just watched the beer review, or if you just skipped to the donuts. Yeah, thoughts, opinions, some of your favourite food pairings, and any ideas for future episodes of Clueless Eats, then always welcomed. And if I do it, then you'll get a shout out and you'll get the recognition. And I don't make money on the channel, so you won't receive any royalties, but hey ho, such is life. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all later. Cheers. Said that dead posh then.